Hey guys, Matt here with MCEnigmaFishing, and today I just want to give you guys an update on what I got to do over the weekend. I was down in Port Charlotte, Florida with my father, and we got a chance to go ahead and test some baits in the Cocoa Plum Canal down there. If you guys have ever been to Port Charlotte or down there in the Punta Gorda area, there's a place called the Cocoa Plum Canal, and it is a 9-mile long canal that they have a lot of good bang fishing areas. If you're in the area and you want to go look for some bass, that's a good spot. They have quite a few of them in the area. The places we went, the water was moving pretty good, so it had a good current. It was overcast and a little rainy, and we did have some good cloud cover. Like I said, it was overcast, but it was still pretty warm, but not as hot as it normally would be. The baits that I got to use this weekend, I got to review their stick bait, which is going to be the Whenko. That's this little bait right here. This one is what's called Nano Blue with tonic, so it's kind of like a purple and like a light green color for the whiskers, and this thing works really good underwater. The big thing with this one is I had it paired up with just a regular 4/0 worm hook, extra wide gap with a 3/8 ounce weight. Nothing too super big, nothing too super heavy duty, because I knew that where we were fishing, there weren't going to be any really big fish. This one worked really well. I caught a fish on it. Mind you, I was only out there for a couple hours and I was bank fishing, so it's an area I had never been to before. I really like the fact that this one has all this flake and the sparkle in it. It makes really good action, or it makes for a really good presentation underwater, and these whiskers make the bait look a lot bigger because once it gets underwater, they spread out and they have a chance to actually work how they're supposed to be working. This one, and one thing I found out about these baits is they are very durable. I had the same one hooked on all day long, caught a fish, had to reset the hook a few times, and it looks basically brand new. They come in smaller packages, only about 4 or 5 baits in a bag, but they do hold up and they're a lot more durable than you'll get if you're getting a bag of Gary Yamamoto Senkos or some of the Yum Dingers and some of the other ones like that. These things hold up really well. A lot better than some of the other brands that I've tried as far as durability goes. The other bait that I got to try out this weekend was the hybrid Hawg, and the one I used was the green pumpkin with PBJ whiskers. So it's a purple and kind of like a peanut butter color whiskers. This is going to be their go-to creature bait. These things give off a lot of good action underwater, especially these little flippers down here at the bottom. Imagine you swimming this on a little swim bait hook like I was using. I was using about a 4/0 swim bait hook with a 1/8 ounce weight on the hook, and it moves really well. Those tails, once you get it moving, they get flapping and they make a lot of disturbance underwater, and they just get those fish to trigger that reaction strike. The good thing with this one is you can run it on the bottom. You can run it as a Texas rig. You can also run it like I did on the swim bait hook. Some people could actually run this as a jig trailer if you're looking for a little bit bigger presentation. I can't. The ones I'm going to prefer to use for their jig trailer is going to be their T-Crawl, which was I haven't actually gotten that one in yet, so it's going to be on my list of baits to actually try out here in the next couple weeks. I've got a tournament coming up at Lake Kissimmee in the middle of October or middle of August, so hopefully I'll have that in so I can either toss it into the pads or find out if I can use it as a good punching bait. Because over Lake Kissimmee, they got a lot of trash mats, a lot of lily pads, and you want to make sure that you get down to the fish to where they can actually attack or ambush the baits. This one, I really like the way it works underwater, like I've said, and it has a really good head at the top for a little bit of a swim bait hook. I had a little screw lock hook, and the big thing with these baits is you want to make sure you either hook it before the whisker or after the whisker, because if you hook it between the whisker, there's a good chance it can shorten the whiskers when the hook comes through. So hook it behind it, and you shouldn't have that kind of issue. If the whisker does get pulled through the bait, you can just pull it on the sides like that, and it pulls it back to normal. These baits, like I said, are very durable. I do highly recommend these to anybody who does tend to fish in some darker water, some of the less than 6 inch to a foot of visibility, just because, like I said in my last video, what the bass can't see, they don't usually attack. If they can see the bait, they're more likely to go after it, and especially if it's something they haven't seen before, because if you go fishing here, you most likely haven't seen a bait like this before. The ones that we tend to see are going to be just the regular trench hogs and the brush hogs, and maybe even just the regular Senkos. Some of them have a little boot tail, a little paddle tail on them, but a bass is not normally going to see this bait unless you're fishing exclusively with this, and they tend to be more towards the northern parts of the country that see these baits. But they do work perfectly fine down here in Central Florida. What I'm going to have and posted down in the description of this video is going to be my affiliate code for TIghtLinesUV. If you guys are interested in giving them a try, go ahead and click the link, give them a try. I think you do get a discount on the baits if you go through there, and it also helps me out a little bit. Before we go, hopefully by the end of this week I will have a chance to review the T-Crawl, which is going to be their punching and flipping bait, as well as their jig trailer. And the one I'm most excited about, I really want to try here in Central Florida, is going to be their sow belly twister. That is primarily used up north, but I really want to try it as just a swim bait here in Florida, mainly because they do market it mostly as a walleye bait, but I really want to try it as a bass bait. I've really wanted to see how much action that it actually has underwater. That's probably going to be on my next order that I get in this week. I did get some orders in, or I did have an order placed with FIshBrain, which is one of my other sponsors, and I've got a couple spools of line I've actually used before, but I'll review them with you guys. I have a pack of 17-pound Pro Elite vicious fluorocarbon coming in, as well as a 20-pound spool, and some other rod gloves that I have coming in for those baits. But if you guys, like I said, are interested, go ahead and click that affiliate link, give these baits a try. Let me know what you think, and I hope you guys have a great week. Tight lines.